Welcome to the Revelation Book 2 Magical Mystery Tour. Discourse number 8, titled The Gifts and Powers of the Spirit. This is a wondrously amazing adventure and exploration because we have many powers inherent within us that become activated as we go along and interact with the I Am Source and come into our enlightenment and who we really are. We have quite a lot of software built into our system, if you will, that is largely dormant when we enter into the high density third dimension and have most of it shut down and are in a world where generally these powers and gifts are not readily recognized or being believed that we even can use them. Well, all that is changing. So we're having a little tour through the gifts and powers that we are born with that await our reactivation. So the first power we could talk about would be levitation, the ability to transcend gravity. That was demonstrated by masters like Jesus down through time, walking on water, that sort of thing. And there are some high yogi masters that have accomplished it and demonstrated it. We all certainly have that ability. Then precipitation is manifesting out of adamantine particles, the building blocks of the universe. This is what Father, Mother, God used to create all the creation, life, planets, stars. They manifest this power. The one Jesus used to multiply loaves and fishes. There are other masters in time that have used it, and it's been written about. Teleportation, that would be the ability to move from point to point at the speed of thought, from one point to another. Definitely one of our spiritual powers, and ascended masters use it all the time to travel from point to point and between dimensions. Astral projection, the ability to consciously leave your body. I've written about all these powers in the final testament of the Tour of the Drifter World, and now we're venturing into manifesting them ourselves. But astral projection allows you to consciously leave your physicality, go into your astral body, and travel freely through the creation to other planets, anywhere in the world, and between dimensions. Remote viewing. Now, I use this power when I did the remote viewing on the underground deep cover projects that exist in America and around the world, the underground secret military and intelligence network, all connected by high-speed train, and they even have teleportation technology that they employ down there as well. Remote viewing. Now we have psychic communication viewing. I've engaged this power myself from time to time as well, and we are fairly familiar with this one, with many psychics offering their gifts and service around the world. Time track access. This you can access through meditation and travel down the time track of history and into the future as well. We have this software in our human being, and it can be activated and developed. Healing power, yes, demonstrated by many masters and by Yeshua ben Joseph, the Essene master, healing people with the love and the touch and the power. We have many people that have this gift among us right now, and they're out and about among us. Elemental control, control of the elements. We certainly can do this. I've had some success with this in moving the jet stream, weather control from time to time. That's a shamanic power and a spiritual power we can slip into and awaken. Transmutation. That would be like unto transforming lead into gold. Alchemy. That is also one of our powers. DNA renewal and activation. You can renew your physicality, recreate your perfect pattern, and become a youthful and beautiful being physically. And do that for others if it's appropriate and in divine order. Stargate access, the Merkaba creation, where you, in your stillness, create your Merkaba being, this wide aura of power, and you can, if you are coming from the unconditional love, travel through the stargates to other worlds and higher dimensional worlds. This is also one of our powers that are inherent within us. So this is quite a list of power and empowerment that we have access to and have generally not been embracing them. We haven't been taught that they even exist, let alone how to activate them. Well, these teachings are coming forth now from myself and many others, and are spoken of because this is part of our golden age software that will be activated as we go along and create godlike beings out of us, gods and goddesses, in unity with Source, and flying high over the earth and mastering and taking dominion over all things, and sustaining them with love, sustaining our garden, sustaining ourselves in this incredibly powerful love. And this is our imminent future, and one which we will be growing into together if that is what we wish. So I have manifested myself some of these powers and are fairly adept at a few of them. However, I do not wish to be the first to demonstrate the more visible spiritual powers. I have asked about that, and that can get very kind of tricky if you start throwing around magical powers. And what I have seen is that the crystal children that are coming in shall be the first ones to really demonstrate them. And many of them are born with these powers already in activation. And a little child shall lead them, as the teaching goes. It's a lot harder to crucify a child than it is a grown person. And if they are simply in their innocence demonstrating these powers in the future, then we'll pretty much be compelled to embrace the reality of them and honor their young lives, and they will be happy to help us activate our own. And you see, once you see them done, once you witness them in action, it becomes knowledge. It's no longer a belief. It's no longer a supposition. It is truth and knowledge in your very eyes. So now you're pretty much compelled to come to terms with the truth of our being and step into embracing your potential and your imminent evolution, and realize that it's just part of your being. It's just part of the human package that was largely shut down by the adversaries of freedom and the adversaries of our sovereignty. The dark Luciferians and their mechanizations put us into this limited kind of prison camp, if you will, of a planet. That's all coming to an end, and we are going to be able to re-embrace the fullness of our beings and manifest them with impunity. This is all part of our inheritance, all part of our human being realm and kingdom, and we have the right to embrace it and use it however we will, and go where we will, and become however we can be or wish to be in love. This shall no longer be denied in the future world. This is all part of the recipe for a true golden age of full empowerment and freedom and sovereignty. And we will be celebrating this as a natural part of life in the future. And as it becomes common, then it will be normal to be fully empowered. As you tour the drifter world in the future, the Revelation Book 2, the rest of the prophecy, I will give you a day in the life of a world where gods and goddesses are the norm, where empowered people reign and have dominion over all things, and have the absolute freedom promised to them by their Creator, and work in harmony with stewardship and caretaking the garden and each other, and helping developing worlds around the stars in the process as well. We become supreme troubleshooting agents of high knowledge and spiritual power and evolution. This is the future that awaits us. And we can join the star fleets as well. You can ride the light ships around the stars as well if you wish. Or the more direct approach is to incarnate on developing worlds and become part of their societies and help them rise to their occasion in their evolutionary process. What an exciting future, and one that will be celebrated very, very soon by the majority on this planet as a wondrous new day. Now, all things stretch before us as possible and as imminent. Freedom shall be the norm in all of its manifestations. So, I wish all of you a wondrous continuing meditation on these things, and seek the source for insight, revelation, inspiration, and guidance and wisdom. And as we enter our realm of freedom, learn to be in harmony with the protocols of civilization and with spirit and with love, and embrace the glorious new day. So until tomorrow, Vaya con Dios, Amun Ra, Namaste, Aho.